Alright lads, how's it going? So I wanted to make a wee video to talk to you guys today about the new Activision quote that has been released from their Q4 earnings call. Obviously a lot of you will have heard about this by now, which was talking about Warzone being front and centre for the foreseeable future of the Call of Duty franchise. Now obviously for a lot of people, including myself, this is rather quite concerning news. Now I'm not going to read you the full quote right here, but I will read you a very select part of it which highlights this absolutely. Warzone is going to be front and centre for us for a long time, and on that front I'd like to take a moment to thank our players for their constant and continuous feedback on all aspects of the game. It's something we listen to each and every day, and it's important to our process. Now this has only strengthened our commitment to continue to bring compelling new content to both premium and free to play users on a regular basis. And with that being said, we know our players' expectations are very high for new content, and rightly so. We want to make sure we over-deliver on that front as we move forward. We feel really good overall and confident in our strategy going forward. Warzone will continue to be a central part of that future content planning. It's where our franchise community, our entire community, can come together and experience the latest of what the franchise has to offer. And our goal remains the same. Whether you're a premium or a free-to-play user, we want to provide everyone with incredible gameplay experiences, and we're going to continue to invest significantly across all fronts to support that effort for the community. So that right there, plus the little excerpt at the start that I skipped out that was talking about the Black Ops Cold War weapon integration and the operator integration in it as well. They have dumped all of Cold War's content, barring the maps and the campaign and the zombie stuff, into Warzone. All the weapons are in the game, all the operators are in the game now. It's a very shared universal experience between Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War now. Both games are in the single game, which is quite a big task when you think about it. Like, that's an entire game's worth of weapons and operators added into Modern Warfare, which has diluted the weapon choice a lot more in that game now. But also when you think about it, it also adds in a lot more opportunities for Activision to monetize Warzone in further ways than they already have. So Warzone already has a metric fuck ton of skins. I'm aware that most of you probably know this by now. There's all the Modern Warfare variants, there's all the Modern Warfare operator variants, there's at least 10 different variants of some weapon skins and also operator skins. Some of them have just an insane amount, and there's also the fact that none of these weapon skins can be bought individually like you'd expect. They're all part of bundles, which may be charged for about $20 or so. I think that's maybe about the most expensive ones, around $15 to $20, which is a third of the game's overall price right there. If it's $15, that's a quarter of the price right there. That's insane. Like, there's a lot of people out there that will buy all these skins, and they will easily pay a full game's price worth of skins. And it's like, mate, you could buy the new game rather than buying these skins. But overall, I'm not here to talk about that sort of stuff. I'm here to talk about what that means for the future of 6v6 arena style Call of Duty multiplayer, which is what most of us classic players have come to expect from Call of Duty games. So a little bit of background history here for myself. I have played Call of Duty since Call of Duty Big Red 1, or no wait, it wasn't Big Red 1 actually, it was Finest Hour. It was the first one that I played. I originally played Finest Hour on the PlayStation 2, following on from Medal of Honor. I fucking love Medal of Honor, dude. Like, honestly, just the old school first person shooters, just absolutely love them. And then I moved on to Call of Duty from there. I didn't really play too many of the older Call of Duty games. I went on to COD 3, and after that it was COD 4 for me. And then COD 4, I didn't really play all that much of the online multiplayer when it was current. I played the campaign for the most part. I didn't really delve into the multiplayer. And then World at War came out. I played a lot of zombies with my friend and didn't really touch much in the multiplayer in that game as well. Then going into Black Ops 1, that's where things changed for me. Or sorry, it wasn't Black Ops 1 after that, it was Modern Warfare 2, that's where things changed for me. Modern Warfare 2 was the first Call of Duty game that I played in its current multiplayer life cycle. I played it in the year it came out, and obviously multiplayer was a very, very big part of that game for a lot of people. Most players that were on the game kind of skipped out in the campaign, or a lot of people I felt like skipped out in the campaign to play the multiplayer, and that's kind of where this community was born from, basically. A lot of people would buy a Call of Duty game and they would ignore the campaign 100% so they could play multiplayer non-stop until the next Call of Duty game came out, and then they would move on to the next player installment, the next multiplayer installment, and then so on and so forth, and it would just gradually continue over the years. Now, ever since Black Ops 4, I have noticed a bit less of a focus on player versus player 6v6 multiplayer, and more of a focus on the Battle Royale aspects. Obviously, Black Ops 4 was the debut of Battle Royale into the Call of Duty franchise with Blackout. Now, I absolutely adore Blackout. I fucking loved it. There was something about it that just really appealed to me, and I have tried so hard to like Warzone, which obviously was the Battle Royale offering from Modern Warfare, which has caught on and become this absolute juggernaut right now. It is unstoppable. It's a household name. Everyone knows what Warzone is. I work in childcare, and the kids I work with know what Warzone is. And they're like 10 years old, dude. That shows you how much of an influence Warzone is on gaming nowadays. Kids that are 10 years old know what this shit is. And kids younger than 10 years old as well know what Warzone is too. It's insane. Like, it just has this absolute dominance over everything right now. And it's really sad for me, a classic Call of Duty player that was into the multiplayer side of things, to see Call of Duty go from being 6v6 multiplayer to being Battle Royale. And that's what it's known for nowadays. People think more of Warzone than they do of Call of Duty. And it's kind of sad, because reading this, it obviously hints that Battle Royale is going to be the major focus for Call of Duty going forward, and there's going to be less and less of a focus on PvP 6v6. I keep saying PvP, it's all PvP. But you know, there's going to be less of a focus on the arena style multiplayer action, which is what we all come to expect from it. And it's sad, because like, multiplayer, standard multiplayer, has been getting less and less attention since Black Ops 4. Like, we're at an all-time low with Black Ops Cold War of how much dedication multiplayer gets. Not very much at all. It feels like multiplayer just gets the shaft all the time. I mean, like, all you really need to do is just look at multiplayer in Black Ops Cold War and just see how little of a focus it actually had this time around. It feels like all the maps in Black Ops Cold War are largely unremarkable. There is only one map I can say that I really do enjoy at Black Ops Cold War so far, and that's Crossroads. The rest of them, I can give or take. Like, they're pretty bad. They're largely unforgettable. And for the most part, that same fact goes for Modern Warfare as well. And the same thing basically applied to Black Ops 4 too. There wasn't many good maps in Black Ops 4 either. There was a couple that stick in my mind right now, like Hacienda and stuff like that, but for the most part, nah, they're all very unforgettable, and they're all very, very bad too. Not every map in Black Ops 4 is bad, don't get me wrong. The Black Ops 1 classic maps played absolutely fine. And the same thing goes for Cold War as well. Nuketown plays like shit, 100%. Nuketown is mostly always played like shit. Black Ops 4's Nuketown was okay, but depends if you had a firebreak on the other team, because I was always a firebreak guy in Black Ops 4, so I imagine that I annoyed a lot of people with my reactor core on hardpoint on Nuketown, but it's always had some form of AIDS going on in Nuketown. And obviously in Black Ops 4 it was reactor core sitting up in the top floor of the building while everyone's in the hardpoint below, and you just get a 6-man kill wipe like that. It was insanely cheesy. And obviously this year, it's just the TTK is absolutely insane. It's all over the place, and the gunfighting is so inconsistent. It feels like for me, I can shoot someone 2 times and it feels like I should be getting a kill. You know, it feels like I should be getting that last shot on and boom, they're dead. And then they turn around after I've already shot them and they wipe me instantly before I can even react. It's insane, and it just really annoys the fuck out of me. But as I say, Black Ops 1 maps, well, the Black Ops classic maps that are remastered in Cold War, most of them are okay. Nuketown is AIDS, as I said, but Express, I've played a lot of that recently actually, and I would say that Express is probably the best map in Cold War right now, without a doubt, because it's probably the best laid out map anyway, because it's classic and obviously a lot of people know it, and the map design's just a lot better than it is in any of the other maps in the game, which is the same thing that went for Black Ops 4 too, man. That's really sad. 2 games in a row from Treyarch, and their best maps in the game are their old maps. Black Ops 4 for me, the best maps were Fire and Range, WMD, you know, all those classic maps, like Summit as well. Jungle wasn't the best in Black Ops 4, but their standard jungle was good. You know, like these classic maps that they brought back were the best maps in Black Ops 4. Black Ops 3 was probably the last Treyarch game I'm willing to say right now that actually had good maps day one. Maps like Combine, Fringe, a lot of maps in Black Ops 3 that stick right out in your mind and that you don't forget about. And you know what, honestly, some of the maps in Black Ops 3 could do with a remaster because they were pretty fucking good. Like, it's one of the last few Call of Duty games I can say where it's individual maps that were created for that game actually stick out in my mind as good maps. For the most part, the maps in the recent games have been pretty shit. Modern Warfare had 1 or 2 good maps, but no real bangers, you know what I mean? Like classic maps that came back like Broadcast, that was fucking shit hot. Played that recently and it was like, I love this map. It's a really good remaster. But that's another classic map that's been brought back and been good. Same goes for Treyarch games. Their best maps are their old maps, and it's really sad. Like, as I'm saying right now, Warzone just has so much content going into it on a daily basis. Like, there's always new maps. Well, not really always new maps, you know, there's only been one map added into Warzone since launch, and that was Rebirth Island, which is just Alcatraz from Black Ops 4. So that's not really new right there, that's just rehashed content with one new area added into it and one thing taken away, which was the submarine. But oh, Rebirth Island, it's brand new. It's like, mate, fuck off, that's Alcatraz right there, don't even bullshit us. But Warzone, it has daily updates, it has daily things being added in, and it just kind of feels a bit annoying for classic multiplayer guys being like, yo, where the fuck is our content? They're getting all this shit, we're getting nothing. Obviously, it'll feel different for those guys too, because they're just sitting here like, aye, well, at least you can play the multiplayer. Warzone always seems to be broken. Every time I log on to Twitter, there's another fucking glitch that's running rampant in Warzone, or there's cheaters that are still running rampant, there's no anti-cheat in it yet, which is just a fucking joke. But, you know what I mean, it's not really looking good for any of us, but Warzone guys have it best, without a doubt. Like, I can't play that shit, so it doesn't really affect me whatever they do with it. But it just feels like we're constantly getting the shaft in multiplayer, and it's very disheartening. The main thing that has annoyed me is how we're getting another Call of Duty game this year, which I will cover in another video. I will talk about that entirely differently, but it's quite frustrating how they're gonna pump out another game this year. It's like, mate, can you just take a little bit extra time, work on some more content for that game? Because it seems lately we've been getting less and less 6v6 maps as the game comes out. You look at Black Ops 1, that had like, what, 16 maps at launch? What do we get nowadays? 8 or 9 if we're lucky. It's like, dude, go and just take a couple more years, work on a game that is a fucking banger, get all the problems sorted out in it day one, so it's not even fucked up on day one, so you can play it and think, wow, this game actually has polish on it. Whereas you play the new Call of Duty games, even if they're on a 3-year development cycle, you're like, my god man, this is all kinds of fucked up. Cold War this year was a very different example, because obviously that was a year short, so they've had to go in, cutting a year's worth of content out of it, and no wonder there's so much shit wrong with the game. But yeah, I want to see Call of Duty go back to a 6v6 focus and actually feel like us players are getting the attention we deserve. Because I mean, they have got 2 different developers working on it now. You've got the current developers, Treyarch working on Black Ops Cold War. I almost say Black Ops 4 there, but Treyarch are working on Black Ops Cold War, and then you've also got Raven working on Warzone, I do believe, but then no doubt you've also got a segment of the studio from Treyarch that are no doubt working on the next game after this. So yeah, it just feels like we should have more of a dedicated team towards working on multiplayer, and us guys should probably get less of the shaft, because I mean, multiplayer is what built COD in the first place, you know? Like, people have been playing multiplayer for years on end, and it feels really bad to just get the shaft like this all of a sudden over a fucking trend, which will no doubt die out in a few years' time, hopefully. Fucking really hope Battle Royale dies out soon, because it is literally just a phase, and I don't want to see it continue on for another 10 years. I don't want to see Battle Royale become the next 6v6 multiplayer. That is one thing I cannot stomach. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Leave your opinions in the comments below. What do you guys think about the situation regarding multiplayer versus Warzone? What do you prefer? Leave your opinions in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a subscription. There will be some more Call of Duty content coming up on this channel shortly. I was working on a big Fallout 76 project before my last computer packed it in, and I'm going to see if I can recover that file and some of the gameplay, and I'll try and work on that and get that out as soon as possible for you guys, but that might be a long time off yet. But it's a big project in Fallout 76, so I expect that coming at some point soon. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. See you all later. Have a good day, boys. Stay safe, everybody. Peace.